It's actually for safety also. You don't want all that juice and slipperiness on your cutting board. Okay, so we're going to dry the bird. After you dry the bird, the next step is to orient yourself. You all know where the word orient comes from? Where does the word orient come from? What does it mean? East. Orient means east, so it's a directional marker, and so to orient yourself was to point yourself to the east so you know where you are. It's kind of like getting a compass reading on where you are. So you want to orient yourself on the bird. And when you look at a bird like this, you don't even know what's up, what's down. Is this the front? Is this the back? Well, if you stand it up, it kind of actually looks like a chicken. You can see it walking around. Right? So it just got real, didn't it? Good moonwalk. So it's really important. Well, one, to orient yourself and to see this is for two reasons really important. One is to know that this was a live animal at one time, and to have respect for ingredients. That's really important. And then two, it helps you kind of assess where's the breast. Right up here, right? These are the chicken. Some people think it's back here, or they don't know where they are on them. So this helps you orient yourself. The next step is you're going to. Can you grab me one of those large cutting boards, please? Thank you. Oh, here we got them right here. Thank you. So now you want to be breast side up, legs facing you. Okay? So it's kind of on the beach hanging out like, oh, it's such a nice day. Okay? You're going to take your boning knife, yours will be a black handle with a curl like this. And you're going to do something, the first thing you're going to cut, you're going to do is called a safety cut. You see these flaps of skin right here? You're going to take those and you're going to cut the skin, then you're going to hyperextend the legs.
Did I just hear that?
That was a no.
Somebody make that.
That was the chicken. Okay. What this does is it provides now a nice flat perch to work on. Everybody okay? All right. You're like, yeah. All right. Then you're going to remove the fat in the trunk. Okay. So get rid of that, and then you're going to get rid of this little flap back here. See this? What is this?
Tail.
What is it? Somebody said the tail. So in the kitchen, chefs have always called this the Pope's nose. And I was very curious why they called it. Nobody had an answer. So I looked up in every single Pope, I looked up their picture, and no Pope has a nose like this. So I don't know why they call it the Pope's nose. But what is this? What grows out of here?
Feathers.
Feathers. And what are those feathers for?
Direction when they're flying. They don't do anything to chickens.
See, I see you playing this out. This is. There are feathers that come out here. This is when the hen goes out on Friday night. She shakes her tail feathers, and in the wind, there's actually a scent gland in here that secretes an oil that goes up into the feathers, and then she goes, hey, check it out, and she'll shake her tail feathers, and the guys are like, whoa. What's that? Smell that? So this is, the reason why that's important, what, is that funny? It's bad. You're going to make some bad video with that, aren't you? Okay. The reason why that's important is because you don't want the scent gland in your stock. It's going to bitter your stock. So again, knowing the functionality of ingredients. What is it? What does it do? So now we've done that. We've addressed the back side. Now we're going to flip her around. And now we're going to start working our way in. So these are wing tips, wings, and then drumettes. Okay? So an easy way to work with these are just like our joints, right? It's a ball and socket joint. They move. So you want to expose the joint, and then you're going to cut right through it. So what you'll do is you'll take, the next step is to expose the joint, make a cut, hyperextend the joint. You can see it right here. The ball is right there. The socket is right there. You're going to cut right in between those two and it comes right off. Okay? And we have, we'll have a bone bucket, a wing bucket, and then a sheet tray for all your final product. But you want to save those. Those are for stock. You just take those right there. Okay? Wing tips. Fantastic for stock. A lot of cartilage in there, a lot of body. Next you're going to do, you're going to see this other flap of skin. Expose the joint. Hyperextend. You see the ball in this socket. Okay? Just checking. Okay, there's a wing. We're going to save those up for a party on Friday night. Wings. Okay. Expose, hyperextend, and then cut through the socket. Wings. Stock, usable. These drumettes you want to keep attached to the breast. We're going to be cutting out what's called airline breasts. They kind of look like this. Airline breast or Statler breast. They have the drumette attached to the meat. It's really a classy way of serving chicken breast. Okay. Next thing we're doing is going to remove the wishbone. So that's next step. Remove wishbone.
Chef, where's the wishbone?
Well, let me show you. The wishbone is basically our clavicle. Okay? So that's our wishbone. And so up here at the breast, on the top, or above the pecs, right? Our pecs, right above there. You'll see these lines up in here. So get rid of, move the skin back on top of the breast, and you'll feel them on here. Who has clean hands?
Everybody should.
I know, I was gonna say that. All right, come on. You got the weird, funniest face. So come on over. Feel right here. You're like this. So you gotta touch it. So feel right here. Do you feel the bone in there? That's,
Yeah, I
and then
do.
one on the other side?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You try?
Sure. I don't even want to be listening.
It's the only fun I get to have. All right, I won't do it again, I promise.
You sure? I don't believe you.
I'll be good.
I don't trust
Go ahead. Hands off.
Oh, I feel
Yep, so you got, there's a
Yeah.
light bulb just went off there. So you want to identify where the wishbone is, and you can actually see there's a little line in there right here. You can see this line. That's the wishbone right here. So you want to cut on the anterior outside portion of each of those. Make a little incision. Then you're going to take your thumb and index finger, go into those holes that you just made. Deep breaths. And you're going to loosen the wishbone from the manubrium, which is there, and then you're going to go to Vegas. You're going to jackpot, pull straight down, and out comes your wishbone. And that's great for stock. There's a couple reasons to take this out. One is, if this is left, or part of this, watch. If this bone is left in the chicken breast, feel that tips. This has been known to go, this can go through your soft palate if you bite down into it, and it'll go all the way through your soft palate, and now you've got a potential lawsuit. So it's good to get that out of there. The other reason you want to take it out is it increases the yield of the amount of breast meat that you can get off, because you don't have to cut around it. Otherwise, all that meat underneath would be stuck there. So it helps with profitability too. Okay, so next step, we're going to remove the breast from the rib cage. And so you'll feel down here, you'll feel this bone running all the way down. Come on, you want to feel it? Sure, come on. What are you going to do to be able to do this again?
At home.
Feel right here. Feel that bone?
Yeah.
That's called the keel bone. You're like, yes, can I stop now? So that's the keel bone. And you're going to want to cut on slightly this side for this breast and then slightly on that side. So you're going to feel where it is, and you're going to make an incision, not deep, just kind of get the cut going, because you want to be right on the keel bone. You're going to cut all the way down the keel bone, and then you're just going to kind of fold this off of the rib cage. So you see how it's stuck here. I'm just going to cut at the top and work my way down, releasing the meat off of the rib cage. Here's the ribs. Barbecue chicken ribs are not very tasty. Once you get that breast kind of folded off, then you want to look for this large bone right here. Once you have this bone removed, you want to ensure that your drumette is on this side, not that side of what's going to be cut. And then you're going to cut down until you see the joint, which is right there. I can see it's white. And then I'm going to cut right through there. And you have what's now called a Statler breast, which looks like this. Okay, so that's a Statler breast. Then you do the same thing on the other side. So here's the keel bone. You go on the other side. Be mindful that it doesn't go all the way down. A lot of people, they make the mistake of leaving a lot of meat right here. So kind of angle your blade in first here to make sure you're capturing all this meat with that breast. Okay. You're going to come down this side of the keel bone. Walk it down the rib cage. Look for that bone again. Make sure your drumette is on the breast side, not the carcass side. Find the joint, and then cut up this way into the breast. And then you have your other Statler breast. Oh look, it makes it hard.